when I think of resourcefulness, I think of this book that I read back in I don't know, I was probably 9 or 10. I think it was called Hatchet. Did you ever read that book?
No.
So
I know of the book.
From what I remember, this kid's on a plane, and he's going somewhere, and he's flying over this wilderness, and the plane malfunctions and crashes, and he's the only one that survives. And when he comes to in all the plane's wreckage, the only thing that he has is a hatchet. So this kid, I think in the book he's young, middle school, maybe early high school. I don't really remember, but he's got this hatchet, and he's like, well, I'm not just gonna give up. I need to live. I need to, fight or flight takes over. And so he's like, my only resource is this hatchet. And so he goes to work, and he starts to, I need shelter, and I don't have any clothes. I can't really make clothes, so I'm just going to have a way to clean and dry mine. I got to get food. So he finds a way to set traps and all this stuff. And long story short, he survives. And I think at the end of the book, he gets rescued or something like that. He survives long enough in the wilderness and gets rescued. Sorry to spoil it for you all folks if you're going to go home and read it, but I think it's a happy ending. But the point is, dude, if you're in the wilderness where literally you're at zero, you have nothing, you're starting over, and all you have is a hatchet, you just got to make do with what you got. Yeah. And you got to use your brain to get yourself out of crappy situations. And I think that whether you're a student, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an intrapreneur in a company growing, you've got to just look at, hey, this is where I'm at, and I don't really know how to get to where I want to go, but I have these tools at my disposal. I just got to get to work. I just got to start swinging that hatchet, chopping down that tree, and one log at a time, I'm going to build my safety, my structure. So I don't know, as you were talking about something that memory, I haven't read that book in years.
That's really good perspective. And I'm going to take a side off that. So a lot of people, they get a hatchet, right? And that's what they have, because a hatchet requires manual labor. It requires each swing, you make one hit of progress. Yeah. A lot of people look at this hatchet and they're like, man, if I had a Sawzall, man, if I had this,
dude,
man, if
that steel chainsaw, baby.
Oh man, if I had a steel chainsaw. But they don't realize, because they're holding this hatchet in their hand and they're yearning for a chainsaw, they never actually use the hatchet,
bro.
And the hatchet does the same function. It's just manually slower.
Right.
But I'd reckon, if you've ever seen any of those lumberjack competitions or whatever, some of these guys with a hatchet, a well sharpened hatchet can make faster progress than some of the guys with a mid-tier chainsaw. Yeah. And it's all about how you use it and how you sharpen it. Yeah. Understanding your tool is not the problem. It's you got to swing with the tool enough to realize, man, maybe I should sharpen it a little bit.
And the first time you swing that axe, you're probably not going to bury it very deep because you don't know how to swing it efficiently. You don't know, hey, this is the best angle that if I strike this tree, I'm going to do the most damage to burying this hatchet's head. Yeah, the sharpness and the efficiency of it, you only get that with time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
Well, what's great about a hatchet is it's not about how much force you put into it. What really works a hatchet well is a consistent swing, making sure you're hitting the right spot every time. It's not about the brute force you run into it.
Dude, such a good picture.
Can we swing one after another?
Yes.
With ease and consistency.
Correct.
And that's where you make progress.
100%, dude. Because if you're not hitting the same spot, let's say you're sitting down at the computer to do some work one day, and you're like, I'm going to focus on this for an hour. And you spend that first hour and you're like, I'm focused on this. Well, then you go do your thing and you come back the next day and you're like, well, I didn't really do that much progress in that hour, so I'm going to try doing an hour of this. And it's close. It's kind of related, but it's slightly off the mark. That's exactly what you're saying. You're missing that hatchet swing by just enough that you're almost starting over. You're basically hitting the face of that tree, not the wedge that you've already started hacking away at. Dude, that's real, dude. No, that was your image. That's what came out, man. That's awesome. And I think, dude, whether you got a dull hatchet or, dude, your hatchet's old and rusty and it's rounded on the edge, dude. If you can find a way to sharpen. Like, skills matter. Like, being resourceful comes down to your skill. Like, it comes down to what you believe about yourself and what resources you have in here and in here, right?
Right.
Like, you know, I remember we got home one night, and this was our old house, and a pipe had burst, and Lord knows how long that water had been running, but I didn't panic because I knew what to do. Like, I know how to solve this, but it wasn't always that way. Now, if I was 15 and came home and was home alone and a pipe burst, like, I'd be freaking out because I've never plumbed before. I've never sweated copper. I've never put PEX on a line. I don't know what to do. I'd freak out. I'd call somebody. And that's my resource. That's, at that time, that would be the resource that I had is, I don't know what to do, but I know someone that does. So even if that's you and your hatchet's dull and you're like, man, I don't have any way to sharpen this hatchet. Somebody knows how to sharpen that hatchet. Go find that somebody. Right? I mean, resourcefulness nowadays could just be asking a friend. And in your case, you may be alone in your basement right now. Like, dude, that could just be Google. It could just be an AI chatbot. Hey, you know, my hatchet's really dull. I need to sharpen it. You know, whatever that looks like for somebody at home or someone listening. Like, you got to find a way to sharpen your tool.